too many people that really aren't on our side that would use that against us.
Absolutely, I agree.
Your idea is the best, Cliff. Just do it. Bring down the app for a minute. Do it and put it back up. Nobody knows nothing. Yeah. All they see is a spinning circle for a minute or two. That's it.
Yeah, but the only problem you got there is if you don't announce and somebody comes in and they thinking that they're going to pay just a 13%, as far as across the board, and the next thing you know, they get nailed with a big tax. That may turn stuff even worse.
Here's the thing. It's not that they're not going to know, because when they go to do it, the transaction's going to fail because they're going to have to set their slippage really high. That's the only way to do it. So if you have to set your slippage that high, you might not want to do it.
Yeah, they probably won't do it. They're not going to be setting their slippage at 35% high. They're not going to think to do that. So by the time Cliff does that and shuts it down, it'll be over.
Okay, I don't want that to backfire. Somebody's going in thinking they're making one trade with that price, and the next thing you know, they see, and dang, I didn't get what I was thinking. So y'all got that covered.
You're gonna have to set your slippage really high. If you've got to do it that high, you kind of know what you're doing.
Gotcha. That's cool.
But it's gonna have to be like at a launch party.
You can't cut off access to the users for a minute while you do this.
No, there's no way to do that. No. But there's no way to do that anyway, because that's not ethical. So there's no way to actually to do that anyway.
Hey Cliff, Casey here. I just came into the conversation, and I was just hoping if you could just give us a recap. It sounds like you got things figured out, and I know you've been burning the midnight oil here. Like I said, I'm just coming into the conversation. If you could recap what you think had happened, and because I'm down 47 quad, and I'm just trying to estimate over what period of time I'll be able to recapture that with what it sounds like you're going to do here going forward. Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
So
should I get Sandstorm's video and just send it to him?
I don't know. He left. I don't even know if he's recording anymore.
It live streamed. You have it up this thing. You have it, Mikey?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I did record actually on my.
Can we send that to Casey?
Copy.
So Casey, look out for Viking's video, okay?
Will do, Strong. Thanks, guys. I know you're working hard, and I appreciate everything you're doing. And things happen like this, so I'm not worried about it. I'm just curious as to all the logistics of what's down. So.
And also, just know this: Cliff just had surgery this morning too on his arm, so he's got it's just been, but he's up here doing it still. He doesn't care, But I'm just saying.
Hey, good morning. Good afternoon.
How's it going? Hey, what's up, Miko? Long time no see, Miko. Long time no see, brother. Good to see you.
Hey, I've been going through a lot of stuff on my own end here, and I've been away for the project. But I literally did the math. I think I lost like 300 quad. I think something 330 million quad. But that's okay. No problem. I see you guys are doing everything you can. I just heard right now that you just had a surgery this morning, so I want to kind of just take a moment for me to be on the microphone for a second and tell you I wish you well and Godspeed on your on your recovery, and thank you for putting that aside. I know you said you don't really care about that, but that's okay. I expect you, the leader, to be able to say that. But from my perspective, I just want to say thank you for being here. I've been in the project for about 3 weeks now, and I literally feel for you guys right now. I literally feel the connection with you guys. I literally feel what you must be going through, Cliff. Again, I know you're not really sure.
Yeah, I mean, it bothers me because, again, I was actually trying to do something that was going to help the community, and it backfired on me.
Right. That's exactly what I feel. And I just want to say, first of all, you have been, I really just allow me to say this really quick. There is nobody, not even the guy who owns Ethereum, nobody in this business has been working harder than you, Cliff. And, I have my own questions and things I want to talk about on the side, which is for another conversation another day. But if we're just talking brotherhood and we're talking about, kinship, and we're talking about community, you guys because I feel exactly what you guys must be going through. I don't know exactly why I'm feeling like it, but I really feel the heaviness, and I just want to say,
I feel horrible. I feel horrible for it, and that's why I'm trying to find ways to make up for it right now. It wasn't intentional. I was trying to do something good, what I thought was going to be good for the community. It didn't work out. I'm trying to find ways now to make up for it. This project means everything to us. I'm not trying to do anything that's going to hurt anybody, in the space. In fact, that was the whole thing that started it, was we're trying to find ways to help people, and that's what we always try to do. We're always trying to find ways to help our community out and try to make things better. That was the whole reason why we did the liquidity pool and then trying to do the buyback and the burn in the first place, because again, it was a way to help try to give back to the community. And trust me, I got into a world of crap about that from our lawyers because they said I should have never done that. But I don't care. We're doing it because I'm trying to make things better for everybody in the project.
You're looking at this team is the hardest working team in the business, and I know I've been away, and I will be coming back, slowly by slowly, due to my own personal circumstances. But I just wanted to get on here. Forget about the tokens I've lost. I know you're going to make it right whenever that is, however long it takes. I just think it's time for the community to rally behind you guys and behind the project, and to show everybody that we stick together in good and in bad times, and we support one another. And I just wanted to speak some life into all you, Teddy, Strong and Cliff. All else aside, I got mad love for you guys and the project, and I believe in you guys 100%.
Appreciate that.
Okay, and just be a little easy on yourselves. Forgive yourselves, like you said, you were trying to do.
I'm not ever easy on it because again, we do work hard to try to make this better, and that's what we will continue to do. And like I've said from the beginning, good with the bad, we're going to always tell you what's happening and what we're doing. And I messed up. Trying to make it better, but I don't know. Saying all I can do is try to do these things that I'm talking about to try to make up for it. And that's what I'm gonna do.
I believe you, and I believe in you guys. When I say take it easy, it's not necessarily take the situation lightly. It's just in order for you to be your best, you got to also take yourself, and that's mentally as well. So you got to forgive yourself. I forgive you. I'm sure the community does, and keep going the way we were going. Appreciate you guys. I just wanted to tell you, I know it's kind of hard under the current circumstances, but let's try to, keep weekend, get better from this. It's all going to work out. I'll let you guys go at that, but thank you for what you guys are doing. I know it's not easy. I know it's hard, so just keep it going. I'm breathing life into you guys.
Thank you, Miko.
Thank you.
The other thing is, not to take away. I understand that the whole situation right now, but we are trying to do whatever we can to help. And we just got 4 more exchanges. So we've got IndoX, we got Buybox, we got DigiPhoenix, and we got as of today XT.com, and we're working on more of them. My goal is that we're going to keep trying to add those on. We want to try to get the volume up, because if we can get the volume up across the board, then what we're going to be able to try to go after. I want to go after that crypto.com. That's the one that I want, but we've got to get our volume up. So we're trying everything we can to make it better.
And that over 1 million in volume on their first day so far, so that's pretty cool.
Let me just add one thing, since we have people on here really quick.
I haven't looked yet.
A team is not defined by its successes. Seriously, it's defined by how we handle our failures. And it's so critical right now that we show the world not only that we stand behind our leadership and we know what we hold, but that as a community that we're here for each other and nothing can break us. Nothing. So it's important that we rally. With these 277 people are on the chat, we each have to take ownership of this and make sure that we stay strong, stay behind Cliff, and that's that. So you guys be good, man.
Yeah. And just, I would implore you, I use a portfolio tracker, with my wallets to kind of be able to see overall where I'm at. And that's why I said, I looked at what the value was. I knew what the value was prior to this happening. And I looked at the value afterwards, and it almost didn't change. Tokens went down. My tokens dropped, just like everybody else's. But the value didn't really change very much. And again, I think that's because what went into the burn wallet was proportional from everybody, just like it is proportional when the reflections come in. It kept everybody's ranking the same. You didn't move positions because nobody had more taken than somebody else, and then the rankings changed. The rankings stayed exactly the same, and because of that, there was reduced circulating supply. The value actually increased, and even though tokens are gone, the value is still really the same. But even that being said, I understand everybody thinks, oh, tokens gone. And that's why we're trying to do these things that I've just laid out to try to get you more. And because now that the circulating supply is down more, that value should actually be hopefully increased when all said and done for what you were holding before. Once we go through this. And like I said, I don't think it's going to all happen on this one that we do. We will continue to do it. I'm going to keep trying to think of other ways to try to help with it. But and we're going to increase the reflection stack from 6 to 8 now also. So to help gain them a little faster. So, I'm going to do everything I can to try to make up for it. That's all I can say to everybody.
So a question.
We've all been there. We've all tried to help someone and ended up getting kicked in the butt instead. Mistakes happen, and we trust you.
Mistakes happen, but the thing that you said now, about the value went up because the tokens are burned.
No, it didn't go up. It didn't go up. I didn't say it went up.
Yeah.
I said there wasn't much. It went down a little bit, but it really didn't go down that much.
Okay. Because what I understood was that you said people lost tokens, but they didn't lose value because since those tokens were burnt, we actually increased in price, and that's not the case. So that didn't happen. We didn't increase in price.
No, it didn't increase the price. It equaled off. That's why just like everybody kept the same ranking, when we took more out of circulation.
Kept the same ranking. That's right. Everybody kept the same ranking. That's right. But everybody didn't keep their value of dollars, and just because
if you look at the value of dollars, it didn't go down very much.
It did. It's what the tokens that were lost, plus that the value of the current tokens has gone down because a few people were afraid, scared, and sold tokens. So the value
that's different. People selling, dropping it is one thing, but right after it happened, what I said is yesterday, right after it happened, the value really did not change very much.
Okay.
Now, yes, people have sold because of the whole thing. That did decrease it, but it was not when it happened.
So when it gets back to that value when the chart gets back to the price per token on the chart, you'll be able to see what your value was then, and it's not going to be gone that much.
Cliff, do you have an estimate of the total number of tokens that was sent to that burn wallet? The burn wallet.
2 sextillion or something.
There's around 2 sextillion.
2 sextillion. Okay.
Hey, so you are saying that it was just the reflections that were lost, right?
Yeah. I know there's other. I mean, we got to clarify this because right now there's others saying that that's not the case. We're going to continue to look at it, but I mean, the reason there's no transaction is because it was the reflections, and the reflections got reallocated within the contract. That's why there's no transactions. If it literally got taken out of somebody's wallet, there'd have to be a transaction, and there's not.
Yeah.
And there's not one person that has a transaction.
That's why I'm not worried about it one bit. So in other words, all that happened was the free money went away for a minute. That's how I'm looking at it because, I didn't lose my initial investment. It's just the free stuff that came along afterwards. So I'm not stressing it one bit. I'm really happy with what you're doing. I'm not at all stressed, man. It'll come back, so I have to hold for a whopping, 4 more months? Oh, dang, I planned on holding forever anyway, so I'm okay. I'm sorry you have to go through this and explain this so much, man, because really, all that happened was the free money went away for a minute. That's all I'm looking at.
And I'm going to try to, like I said, find ways that we can increase that and get more back to people quicker, so
that's what I'm saying.
That's
okay.
That's what I'm going to do.
Can I ask you a question?
Of course.
Go ahead, man. Will we be getting? I've got my tokens on my Trust wallet. I bought in Hotbit. Will I still be getting 8% reflections in Trust wallet?
No, because you did all
Trust,
your Trust
if it's in
wallet.
Trust wallet. Yes.
Yeah, I bought in Hotbit and then
In the exchanges, so people that were in the exchanges didn't have this issue because they weren't getting reflections anyway. Or some of them were, but it was in the exchanges where they were getting them from, which is handled totally differently. So yeah, anybody in an exchange didn't have this issue. It's the people that were holding that had bought on Uniswap or DojaSwap or 1inch or any of the dexes that tied directly to the liquidity pool, basically, that we put into either Uniswap or DojaSwap.
Yeah, my tokens have went down, but that's because they're in the Trust wallet. They've still went down.
Your tokens are. Say that again.
They've went down a small amount, even though I did buy in Hotbit. I transferred them over to Trust wallet about 4 months ago, and they dropped maybe I don't know, 10 quadrillion quads.
Right. I mean, so for 4 months you've been building reflections over, so any of those reflections are now probably gone.
Yeah. No, that's cool. It's just no, that's fine. Thank you.
Cliff, Strong.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Cliff, because you have planned to do this better. I mean, we sit here and complain all we can. We know there are so many devs who their projects sometimes, suck. I'm sorry to say that, but they will never come clean and speak to the community. Either they can tweet one thing and you can never even see them. I mean, how blessed are we to have somebody who's so transparent to us, is here face to face, is explaining what's happened. I mean, let's not make too much noise. There's a lot of noise going out there, but if we remain focused, I mean, think about it. He's a human being. What do you want him to do other than what he can do for us? I mean, Cliff, thank you so much for what you're doing. If you believe in where Shinja is going, please, we don't have anything to do other than what he's gonna make up for. Whatever the laws he has accepted, he's gonna do something. Thank you again.
Yeah, I mean, this has no bearing on the project and what we are trying to accomplish and do. None of that's changed. I have full faith in exactly what we were doing. This I feel bad about just because of what happened, for the holder's sake. But we are going to do everything we can to try to make it up.
Can I ask a quick question as well? The reflections, are they going to be restored, or is that them gone for good?
The current reflections are basically in the dead wallet at this point. We are going to try to do things to make that up. That's what I've been talking about. We're going to try to do things to make them up to the holders. The next buyback and burn that we were talking about, that we removed from liquidity, I'm going to now, before they were not added to reflections, I'm now going to add them to reflections so that people are going to get a big spike when we do that. It won't do everything, but it'll get a big chunk there to start off with. When we do the next one, we will do the same thing again. I'm going to increase the reflections, just the general reflections overall, to 8%, so that you're getting more reflections. Because remember, our normal reflections are 3%. I'm going to increase them to 8% to try to get them faster back to people. So we're going to do everything we can.
Is on Uniswap at the moment, you're not able to swap out or check the value of your tokens. I think
so.
That's
After this, I'm going to do a little tutorial on how to do it. I'll show people how. Once we're done with this here in the VC,
you actually can. Yeah, you actually can. So Uniswap, that's totally separate. Uniswap did something, and it's caused a problem. We've submitted a ticket to Uniswap for this, that it doesn't show the value, but everybody's thinking they can't swap because it's not showing the value, and that's not true. You actually can still swap on Uniswap, but that's what Strong's going to go through and start showing people how to do it. Because everybody we've talked to, we've walked them through it, and they actually can do it. They're just getting confused because the values are not showing up there.
Okay.
So that is a totally separate issue from this. That has nothing to do with this. That's a Uniswap issue, and we've submitted the ticket to them.
Thanks,
guys. Shane here.
Yes, Shane.
Yeah, I just want to thank you for coming on and doing the extreme ownership deal. So important, and it's why I never sold any Shinja since my first purchase back in December. Because you can see when the dev team is available, when you guys are honest, and it just makes a huge difference. Now this is a huge deal, and you guys know what it is, how big it is. But I think this will be a before and after. I think that there's going to be more people come into this improved. This is going to be an amazing time to come in to Shinja for one thing, and those of us that lost some reflections. I do think that there's one thing that maybe later on we can hear a little bit more about. I know looking at my screenshots, I lost like 2 quad more than I purchased back in one of my wallets. So I know that it was a little bit more than reflections, like just 2 quad came out more than that. Not sure how that happened, but I believe in you guys, and I think
we're gonna keep looking into that, because there's been multiple people that have said that. The problem is that theoretically that shouldn't be possible, because you would have to have a transaction to actually remove tokens from your wallet. And that's not the case. There's no transactions anywhere. So the only ones that could have been affected would have been the ones that would have been in the reflection pool, because those are in the contract. You don't actually hold reflection tokens. You get them when you sell, but you don't actually hold them on any contract. They're in the contracts. So in order for more to have come out, there would have had to have been a transaction that would have shown it went from your wallet to somewhere. And that's not the case for anybody. Nobody's been able to produce one of those.
I trust you guys figure out what I have there is just a screenshot from an investment that I made with another friend of mine, and showing him what we do. He doesn't know anything about it. He said, "Hey, I'll do it for you." And so I have it's 2 quad less than when I sent him the screenshot back in let's say mid-February, but and that was the day I bought it. So then I got some great reflections from then till now, but I'm just at 2 quad less now. So I would just say 2 quad less from the original purchase. But I'm not worried about it. I'm not worried about it.
We'll keep looking at it to try to see if we can come up with something for that. I don't know, but I just know that technically shouldn't be possible. If it is, then we might as well all give up, because blockchain has got a major flaw, and that's a much, much bigger issue.
We believe in you. Keep up the good work. Thanks for the extreme ownership there in the situation.
Yeah. Have you heard? I know it's all separate. It's all separate, Bitmart and all that. But have you heard? I've heard a couple of people, and myself also. We haven't been getting reflections since this for at least 2 days. Have you heard anything about that?
Reflections? Where? In Uniswap or?
No, on Bitmart. Like when this all happened, for the last couple of days, we've received nothing.
Yeah, that has nothing to do. Okay, so this has nothing to do with Bitmart reflections. If that is something like that, because Bitmart's totally separate. No, I had not heard that. That's the first time I've heard that. So we would have to inquire to Bitmart to find out if they've got some kind of issue or something going on. I don't. We would have to talk to Bitmart about that. And I've heard all kinds of stories, because I'm still confused. Yesterday when this all happened, people were reporting that it wasn't even just our token, that it was other tokens, that they had ETH disappearing. But then today, and then I will say today, I've been told now, and I haven't seen it personally yet. I've asked somebody to send me the post, but evidently they're saying that the Ethereum network has posted something about that they do have some kind of problem. So I don't know if that's why Ethereum was missing, but I haven't seen it yet. But I've had people tell me that that's the case, that they've got something going on too. So I don't know. It seems like there was all kinds of stuff that happened all at once, because Uniswap had the issue with our token like 2 days before. Then this happened. So I don't know. There's a lot of digging in. Yeah, we're trying to figure out all of them and what's going on with all of them. Strong, did you ever get anything about the post from Ethereum?
I was literally just texting with I got a couple things, but then as far as like diving down,
I can confirm that's not the case. So Ethereum has not been missing, and if that's the case, it would be on all the major news outlets because
that's what I mean.
Big deal. Yeah.
So CoinView Cap, Keith from CoinView Cap. So Keith, the developer of CoinView Cap, said that he did see something out there. He was looking for me that said that Ethereum was going through maintenance, and so something might happen.
But did it actually come from the Ethereum network, or did somebody else post it? Because that's the other thing you always got to look at.
It was a bridge issue with Ronin. Ethereum and Ronin had a bridge issue.
Ronin got hacked. And that's like layer 2 for Axie Infinity, so it has kind of nothing to do with.
Yeah, that should have anything to do with it. But so I mean, yesterday when people were saying that they were losing Ethereum, I don't know how that would be possible either. Then because I don't know. I saw it. So again, I mean, I don't know. Without some other information to try to even track that down, I don't know how to. Not even sure what to make of that.
Hey, Cliff, I have a question.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is T-Money. Yes. Hey, how are you doing, Cliff? Thank you for working hard to go back to everything, man. I'm just saying, I was missing token from my wallet too, and reflection. A lot. I'm not gonna say amount, but I'm missing a very chunk of token from my wallet, and me and Strong has a thread going on. So if you want any screenshot that I have, I can send it to Strong, and Strong will send it to you, and you could take a look at it.
Yeah, I've got lots of them at this point, but yes, no, I appreciate it definitely. If we need more, I'll come in there.
But if you have any information, you could DM Strong, and Strong can reach out to me. And because me and Strong already had a thread going on, and so you could, so I will let Strong, whatever was missing, if you fix it up to the park, I will let Strong know when everything is okay.
It's gonna even go beyond that. So it's gonna go beyond that over time.
Hold on a second, Strong. Can I say something real quick? Because this is. This is a little bit frustrating, and I want people to see this right up front and personal so everybody can see this. This is one of the wallets that I have. This is around the time that the tokens disappeared out of everybody's wallet. If you look closely, March 31st, so we'll go all the way back.
Are you sharing your screen? Because I don't see anything.
Yeah, we can't hear him.
All right, hold on. I'll pull it up somewhere else. I'll be right back. I want to show on a chart, because I am sharing my screen, and it'll show you at the time that it happened, you lost no value. Because if you did, you would see a huge spike in chart on your portfolio value if you use Zerion. Nobody lost any value here. So, I mean, I just hear a lot of demands and stuff. And Cliff's a good guy. He's trying to do everything he can for us here. So I'm going to pull it up. I'll be right back because I want everybody to see it.
I feel like we can try and explain this, but you either understand it or you don't.
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, it's emotional. Look, at the end of the day, I get it. It's emotional for everybody. People when they see tokens that come out of your wallet, that's a big deal. That is a big deal to people. I get it.
The Zerion part, so Zerion doesn't show reflections, and that's why you didn't see that big spike. Because if you're tracking your balance in Zerion, it doesn't update your balance or your reflections until you get a transaction in your wallet. So when you get a transaction, a recorded transaction to your wallet, your balance will update in Zerion. But if you don't get a transaction, because the reflections doesn't come in as transactions, so you will not see your updated balance, and that's why you didn't see the spike in Zerion.
However, if you link and relink your wallet, it will show the updated reflections in value. So that is incorrect, and I unlink and relink every time I log on.
It doesn't. You need to have a transaction in your wallet for it to update your balance. I know this for a fact.
Correct.
So, yeah.
I think the problem.
Hey guys, I'm trying to buy right now. The swap. If I can just really quick describe what I'm getting, because it's different from what you guys have said. I'm trying to buy a Uniswap, and when I go and copy and paste the Shibnobi contract address, and I put it manually in Uniswap. I put it manually in Uniswap. Shinja comes up, and to the right of it, there's a circle that just goes in circles and circles and circles.
That's the Uniswap issue right now. Okay. That's the thing we submitted the ticket for because it's not showing the balance. That happened about 3.5, 4 days ago at this point now.
Okay. So can I buy right now or no?
Yes, you absolutely can still buy.
It works. You just can't see the value.
Show anything.
Yeah,
correct.
Right. But honestly, that spinning pink is not like on mine. Is even without it showing the value. When you type something in, it's not bringing up anything for you to be able to swap. The swap button isn't active, and that's the problem. Yeah,
his is showing it, so you can tap on it, get it in there, and then you just manually put in the number of ETH you're trying to buy. And then when it shows the number of tokens in Ethereum, you cut them and paste them back into the search bar or into the bar there. Put a decimal point at the end and hit swap.
There's about 3 different ways you can do it. If you want to get on afterwards, I mean, I don't know that you want to share your screen here and do it here, but if you don't want to do that, we can afterwards get on, and I'm sure we can walk you through it because everybody that so far has said the same thing. We've walked through and it works fine.
Okay, so you said manually. What was that strong? Manually put in numbers.
So you put in you click on Shinja after you import the contract address. You tap on Shinja to get it into the in there, and then you put your Ethereum, how much Ethereum you want to buy or sell, whatever you're doing. Do what you got to do, and then when your number of tokens pop up of Shinja tokens pop up in there, you cut them. You hit cut. You highlight the whole thing, cut, and then paste it back in there and put a decimal point at the end and hit swap. And make sure your slippage is right.
Okay, so just copy the Shinja number after you put the ETH in.
Cut it out, and then paste it back in and put a decimal point at the end.
Okay, then it should be able to. Okay, I'll come back and let you guys know.
Thank you, Strong.
You got it. Did that work, Shibmiko?
You're actually combining like 2 methods together. You can do the decimal point. You can cut it and paste it. You can take the last number in the quantity and delete it, and then put it back in, and any of the 3 work.
Right. The cut and paste has worked for me, so that's the one I use. So that's my go-to. And a decimal point.
You're doing fault protection there. That's what you're doing.
Cliff, you said the cut and paste is one version, and then the other one is just taking off for dot and
take away
the last number and then put it back in. Just type it back in, because what happens is the reason you have to do that, and this has really been something in Uniswap for a long time. Really, is that whenever what you're probably doing is you're probably entering it as a value of ETH. So you're putting like say 0.1 ETH, and then it fills in the number of the quantity of token. Well, when you're doing a sell, if you're putting in the quantity of ETH, it actually looks for it to be the quantity of token. So in order to basically make it work, when you delete a number and put it back in, now you've entered in that number. And what you'll probably see most of the time is that the number of ETH slightly reduces from the number that you originally typed in. But you have to actually physically enter it. For whatever reason, in Uniswap's box, you have to actually enter in the direction that you're doing the transaction. So if you're doing a sell, you got to put the number of quantity of tokens in. If you're doing a buy, you got to put the number, whatever's on the top box, basically. You got to put the number of ETH in. If you do it that way, then it works okay. But if you do it the other way, where you're doing, let's say you're doing a sell, and ETH is on the bottom, and you type in the number of ETH, you're not actually typing in the quantity of tokens. So now you go back and you make one of these adjustments. You either cut it and paste it, or you delete the last character and put it back in, or you add a .00 to the end of it. Now you've essentially added the quantity in, and now it updates the ETH, and now you can do the swap. It's it's just a weird quirk that's been there for a long time.
Okay, I'm checking it out right now. Still looking a little tricky, but I'll come back and let you guys know.
Hi, can I ask a question, please?
Yes.
Oh, I lost a lot of my coins. I don't understand what is really happening. I feel very disappointed.
Yep. So, if Ali, we actually we've gone over this a little bit, and I know Viking is in here. Would you mind if we sent you the video of when we just discussed that a minute ago and what the remedy is for that? That's what this whole thing's been about. Do you mind? And I know you might have just joined us, and apologize for what you're experiencing. It's all of us that experienced this. No, none of us got away unscathed, but it's not happening anymore. And there's a remedy to it. And Viking, are you still with us, brother? Give me 1 sec. Viking, are you here? Let me get to Viking here, and I'll get the video from him.
So just a quick recap, basically. It was a problem. We were trying to do something for the community. We were trying to actually get it so that we would have more burns on an automated basis, and it backfired on us. We had a problem because what it did was it reallocated all of the existing holdings of reflections to the dead wallet, where we thought it was only going to take from that point forward and put anything new into the dead wallet, and it didn't do it. So we made a mistake. We tried to do something good, ended up backfiring, being something bad. So to try to make up for it, well, two things. Because one, again, at the time that it happened, the value of the tokens really did not decrease very much, and that's because when those tokens went into the burn wallet, it reduced the circulating supply. Everybody's percentages, if you looked in either scan, stayed the same. Your ranking stayed the same. But the overall circulating supply reduced, which is effectively also increased the value is probably really the wrong terminology, but it essentially increased it for that period of time, for that point in time, that made it stay roughly your value stay about the same as it was prior to it happening. So yes, you lost tokens, but you didn't really lose value, or at least not very much. We are still, though, we feel horrible about it. It was a mistake on our part. We were trying to do something good. So to try to make up for it, we are going to we had just pulled that liquidity out, and we were doing buyback and burns with it. When we did that, we said that we were not going to basically we were whitelisting the wallet, doing that so that there would be no reflections or tax on it, and everything that was bought back would all go to the burn wallet. I am now saying we were not going to do that. We are going to actually add the tax to it, not whitelist the wallet, so that now the tax will be taken out. But on top of that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to, for the minute or 2 minutes that it's going to take for me to do that, I am going to increase the tax as high as I can put it, and that way it will give a lot more reflections to all of the holders to try to make up for it. It's not going to make up for all of it in this one go. When we do this again the next time, I will do it again. And also to help make up for it, we are also going to increase the normal reflections from, normally we have 3%. We've been running 6% as of this month, but I'm going to kick it up to 8%. So our normal is 3%. I'm going up to 8% to also try to help get more reflections, for people to make up for it. So I apologize. It is on me. It's my fault. I was trying to do something good for the community that backfired and didn't work. We're going to try to do all of these things to help make up for it. So that's a quick recap of everything that we've been talking about. I hope that helps.
Okay, it's nice.